Why do you have Blighted Grey Warden stuff? Who did you eat? Who did you eat? Ruck. Okay. Dang, I was gonna see if maybe we could get enough to buy that rune, but it's not looking like it. Maybe it's a Grandmaster rune too. I think we can get it if we sold enough stuff, but well, we're really close. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick it up. Pick it up. Oh, we picked Noble. Also, I want to give this to Win. The more mana regen we can give her, the better. Yeah. I'm all about that. All about that base mana regen?
You are back?
Mana regen.
Not to take Ruck's claim, right? Not to steal from Ruck.
You ever think you would play DOS2 again? Probably down the road, but it's not soon. Yeah, we did a very thorough DOS playthrough not, what, a year ago? 2 years ago? So that's the kind of game that I like to put a few years in between playthroughs for sure. DOS 2 before Baldur's Gate 3? No, I'll probably do Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 before Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah.
I will answer your questions.
Enjoy your tainted mud, you poor sodding duster.
It's not so bad. The dark and the burning keeps Ruck warm. Warm like mother's arms.
Get away from me, you sodding freak. Look at him. He's like a pale mudworm.
Thanks, you fool.
He should have been sent to the mines. Instead, he chose this. I'd put him out of his misery.
He's nothing. Don't let him upset you.
Nothing. He's less than nothing. He's a... yeah, you're right. He's not worth it. Let's just go.
Then I have done what you wished. Ruck answered your questions.
Yeah, you did fine. Might ask you more later.
Then you will go? You will leave Ruck to his claim?
Yeah. Do you, man? Did you see Kotaku's definitely not a puff piece on Diablo Immortal?
Living in Bronca's old
Yeah, it's the same thing as all the websites that are giving Diablo Immortal like high scores and high reviews. I mean, it.
Now I know she's not here anymore. She'd never have let something like that sleep in the same spot she did.
The way that it works is if you ignore all of the pay-to-win mechanics and don't use them in Diablo Immortal, then it's just an adventure game. That's what it is. It's an adventure game with a huge amount of ways to pay it money. But I mean, it's Diablo. It's a standard mobile adventure game, right? The thing is a lot of places make the review about predatory pay-to-win mechanics, and those are the ones that you see rate it very poorly, understandably, because that's the perspective they want to take. But if you factor in the predatory pay-to-win stuff and you approach it with that perspective, you're going to give it a low score. If you approach it as just an action game that you never plan on put money into and you just rate it for what you do in it, then it's a free-to-play basic adventure game on your phone. So it just depends on the perspective. And Kotaku definitely took the perspective of this article is just about the game, and we're just going to talk about the game and not the predatory pay-to-win stuff. Hype says, basically, if you ignore all the worst parts of Diablo Immortal, it's not such a bad game. Right? I mean, Yeah, it really, like, how you feel about Diablo Immortal strongly depends on how you feel about predatory pay-to-win mechanics. That's what it comes down to. That's how it works. If you are totally against it, you absolutely hate it. If you're the kind of person that says, well, I'll just play free to play and won't put $1 into it, you probably don't care. And you think it's just an average. If not, if you're a Diablo fan, maybe you even like it. But you know, that's what it's come down to. That's what the reviews are. So yeah, just a perspective thing. That's all.
We must strike.
What's that in the back? Emissary. Hey guys, if you want to debate the merits of pay to win, I have a pay to win video up. I recommend going and watching it. And if you really want to, throw some comments in there. There's a lot of good discussion going on in there. There's a reason that I just said that and let it go. I'm gonna be focusing on the game. You guys do what you want, but I'm gonna be focusing on the game. I made the video specifically so I don't have to talk about it. No, for the record, I'm one of the people that does not like predatory pay to win stuff, which is why I'm not playing Diablo Immortal. So, you know, that's how that goes. That's my perspective on it.
Come, let us end this. Shall be done.
It's too much. Move aside.
Well, okay. Somebody just brought up an issue that's not pay to win, but it's kind of interesting to talk about. And that is the discussion where it's like, but what about articles that are paid to make Diablo Immortal look good? Like somebody said, do you think that Kotaku was paid to make that article? And I saw a clip recently from another streamer named Moist Critical, who I think put it really well when he was talking about IGN. And basically he said that a lot of times companies aren't paid for articles, but they realize that it is in their company's interest to either ignore parts of a game or not talk about how bad parts of a game are in interest in keeping a good relationship with the company. So like in his case, he was talking about a recent IGN review for Sonic, the new Sonic open world adventure game, because IGN got it a day early. So it was in their interest not to talk about all the major issues with it. And it was, like you were just saying earlier, a puff piece. Do I think that happens in the industry? Absolutely. Where not a single dollar changes hands, but due to reputation and relationships with companies, you will see that divert what content is. So, yeah. Kefka's Kiss says that's just being polite. I think it goes a lot further than being polite. Yeah, if a company gives you an exclusive day early access to get your article up, although not a dollar is changing hands, that is an extremely advantageous thing to be doing. So it is not being polite to then ignore parts of a game that should be talked about in that article. Like at that point, you are. I think a word that you could use. It's a little heavy, but I do think it applies to a situation like this. You're pandering. You're pandering to those people. You are making something that is favorable to them because they granted you the privilege of doing something earlier or exclusively. So you are then making them happy, so they will give you those opportunities in the future. So yeah, that is how that works. And I think that happens in our industry. I do. It's one of those unfortunate realities, and I think that's one of the reasons, like we've discussed many times on this channel, how reviews these days are they hit a lot different than they did in the past. And I think a big reason why is because a lot of websites will low key do that kind of thing to continue getting free copies and opportunities and keep relationships up and things like that. And you know, it all comes down to trust. It all comes down to who do you trust? Who do you trust not to do that? Who do you trust to give you the facts even if it's not advantageous for them?
It is begun. As you say.
And that's why I feel that it's so much more important these days to, like, you can look at reviews and you can look at scores, but it's so much more important to have trust in the reviewer that is doing the review or who is talking about the game. Not even reviewing, just talking about the game.
Oh, well done.
Dude, what is this? What is this thing doing? Is this like a mini boss? Yeah, and going back to that, it's really hard now for companies because you can't really trust companies because they have like a fleet of writers that work for them. You never know who's going to write the article. You don't know most of them because you don't know, like, you don't follow every article they write, so you don't know who to trust and who not to. Jesus Christ, spooners! Oh my God. He's getting eaten. It really is like Australia in this game sometimes. We didn't even kill the queen, did we? Did we kill the queen?
My magic will make sure
Jesus. Dude, I got a hit on it. Oh my God, we hit it like once. Come on, dude. Those spiders are nothing compared to real Australian spiders. That's fair. That's fair. Was SGF at 1 p.m. co time today? I want to say it's at 2 p.m. I think SGF's at 2 p.m. today, right? No, maybe it's 1 p.m. Maybe it's 1 p.m. Which one is it? I think it's 2 p.m. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Okay, cool. Okay. One sec, chat. Okay, cool. Great.
It has begun.
Bloodline added? What is bloodline? Wow. It's a really good one-hand axe. Too bad we don't have a one-hand axe.
Very well.
Uh-oh. Hey, Alzakil, what's up? Hey. How are you? Have you fought your brother that betrayed you at the start? Well, no, not really. He's like the big guy here. So we're kind of fighting him vicariously through our selections with Harrowmont and everything. I'm not eligible to make that purchase. Oh, Fallen Mystic. Nomen dubium. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd agree with that. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, that makes it sound like a reviewer could never branch out and try new things or learn to like new things. Yeah, I don't like that take. Bronca's journal. This looks like someone's journal. The cover's battered and torn but intact. As you leaf through the desiccated pages, the text catches your eye. You found evidence today that the Anvil of the Void was not built in Orton Tig. You would go south to the Dread Trenches, the one place that Buddy said he didn't want to go. The Anvil is somewhere beyond. My sorters tell me I am mad, that the dead trenches are crawling with darkspawn, that we will surely die before we find the Anvil, if we find it. I leave this here in case they are right. If I die in the trenches, perhaps someone can yet walk past my corpse and retrieve the Anvil. Or if it remains lost, so do we all. If I have not returned and Ogren yet still lives, tell him, no, what I have to say should be for his ears alone. This is my farewell.
Bronca was thinking about me. I knew she still cared. Old softy. Looks like the dead trenches is our next stop then. They say the darkspawn nest there. Whole herds of them. But if that's where Bronca went, then that's where I'm going.
It'd be a good idea to go back to town and sell when you reach the tunnel here. Good call, Corey. Broken Bullet, where did you see that? I don't trust companies like IGN, etc. to good reviews. I trust Cohh and his opinions, but he and I share similar interests and opinions. And I think that's a big part of it too, Seraph, is trust is not something someone can tell you to have. It's something that you kind of earn over time with somebody. Like, I can tell you right now, I like a lot of games that a lot of people don't. And especially my thoughts videos, I try to say why. I try to, you know, point out what I like about them and what I don't like about them. But at the same time, I'm a relatively niche gamer. And I also cut games a lot of slack sometimes that other people don't. So, you know, if you're that kind of person too, that's awesome. But if you're not, then you'll look at a lot of the stuff I like and be like, this dude's crazy and this is not something that I that I want to do. So, you know, yeah. Finding a reviewer that you not only trust but also kind of shares, and this is part of building that trust, shares that kind of the things that you do, is also a big deal. That shared love of the things that you appreciate in games. Oh, but yeah, dude, math GSS, we've talked about that all the time, and I'll bring it up again. The beautiful thing about Twitch is that we no longer have to rely on reviews or reviewers. The beautiful thing about Twitch and just live streaming in general is you can watch the game yourself and make your own informed decision. You don't need to have the lens of somebody's perspective clouding that opinion. So, I mean, honestly, in a lot of ways, like live streaming games has in some ways kind of become the new baseline that then you should watch the game, see how it plays, see if you enjoy it, and then look at the lens and then look at the reviews. Because there's nothing better than going to the source. We need Shale to get like one more tactics slot so I can give her the ability to use lesser poultices every 5 seconds automatically. Cerulean Star says, what if the streamer rushes those games? Then you will see the streamer rush those games. And at that point, you can look at reviews and you can see what they think about. And you can look at the reviews and you can see, like, how is the side content? How does it look? Like, or you can go watch another streamer. That's the best part. You can go watch another streamer. So, you know, you're definitely not limited to one person. Mad Pleasure, thank you for the 26 months, buddy. So, okay, somebody said they confirmed Starfield will be at the Bethesda show. And then I said, where did you see that? And the response was Twitter. Okay. I love you and appreciate you. You got to do better than that. Can you link me a tweet? Can you link me a, like, you got to do the internet. My source is the internet. Yes. That and telepathy. I felt it in the ether. Indeed. Yes. Fantastic. I think this is a big loop, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're going up this way. Hey, PD boy. Source, trust me, bro. Yep. Yeah, if you say a source like Twitter, it was Nebellion, then first I will make sure it's the real Nebellion. And then I will probably believe it. Ah, here we go. McKeelyway says Starfield tweet, and he linked from somebody named Chloe Briel. This name is not familiar to me. And they say, Xbox invited me to a virtual briefing this week, and on top of all the Xbox Cloud gaming news coming from Xbox, the briefing also included several other interesting tidbits, which I will share. Going down, going down. Starfield confirmed to be part of the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. Okay. Cool. I don't know who that is. So I don't, you know, I don't have like a lot of trust in that, but it looks relatively official, and it's the kind of thing where I think that person would probably get in a lot of trouble if he was tipping. So cool. I mean, we were always kind of assuming there would be some stuff there, so it's not exactly a huge surprise. But yeah. I mean, really, it was the kind of thing where, considering Starfield was supposed to come out at the end of this year, if we did not see any Starfield stuff, I think it would have been a global conclusion that the project is in a lot more trouble than people thought. So I mean, I expected there to be Starfield stuff. I hope it's awesome. And my guess is that they're going to show a lot of very impressive Starfield stuff, and then they're going to announce that the game is mostly done, but they delayed it so they could make it perfect. There's my prediction. I bet you they are going to make a point to say that the game, like, we could have released it in November, but, and they're going to then, like, they're going to push that they want to make it, like,
Have you
rock
seen
solid
my
and amazing.
lunch? It's a piece of
We'll see.
bacon bread
We'll see. Is it happening today? No, it's Sunday.
cheese
Sunday.
and shredded dried meat. I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry.
Yeah. Trick shot. Hey, Big fan. Wondering if you could share some life advice. How do you know when someone's worth marrying on a break from a long-term relationship and can use some perspective? Trick shot, I'll tell you this. Here's my biggest piece of advice to you. How do you know if someone is worth marrying? It's a two-parter. First one is, why are you getting married? And that's a big question. And the second thing I'll say is, if you have to ask yourself, is this person worth marrying? That person is probably not worth you. I know it's kind of rough. But if it's the kind of thing where you're having to ask yourself, like, if you have to, because what you're doing is you're validating. You're trying to validate. And like, just the fact that you asked me that means that I wonder if you're hoping I'll say something to make you feel better about a decision that you're concerned about. And if that's the case, I would give it more time. Because that means there's probably doubts. And you know what? Honestly, those doubts are probably warranted. So that would be my but again, it all goes back to like the first reason. Like,
Right.
why are
Best
you
of the
getting
trade,
married?
You know, I work.
Because maybe
for
there's
myself.
really good reasons to get married that don't that can you need, it's like you need to make a plus and negative column, you know? Like, there may be some good reasons there. Link your source, please, says Seraph. I've been married for over 10 years and with my wife for almost 20. So and I have 3 kids, and that's where we are. So that's my source. My source is me. I'm my source on that one. Objection! Hearsay! Not wrong. Okay, that's fine. Not wrong. My sources, I made it all up. Yep. No, but really, I mean, my real advice would be, like, if you're seriously having to try to ask and convince yourself that it's a good thing, it's probably not a good thing. And this goes back to the beginning. If there's some reason you're trying to rush getting married, like, that's something to really think about. And if you're not rushing to get married, then don't get married, and really think about it, and really, and like, you know, slow things down and try to answer all of your own questions, because I can't do that for you. No one can do that for you. You need to answer all your own questions. So, you know, that's super important. You should go into marriage feeling very confident about it. Go, what's the meaning of life? Go watch my other meaning of life my meaning of life clip. Yep. That's where that is, Julia. Let's see. What else do we need? I wanted to get some more flasks. You have flasks, buddy? Buddy? You don't. Ooh. Wait a second. Do we have small and large clears? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, so we're good there. All right. Are any of these more, like, defense-oriented?
I'm only asking
Because we really need her to be a better tank. Strength, defense, fire resist. Dex, dodge attacks, and missile deflection. Armor, natural, and physical resist. So clear nature crystals. Oh, but you don't have any nature crystals on this side. I mean, I guess we don't need to do that, right? Whoa. A 48 gold mace? Damn. I mean, it's pretty good. But it's like 10% chance to dodge attacks. Wow. Kind of serious. We don't need it. So. 48 gold? Yeah. I'm going to give her a nature crystal, I think. Because I like, that physical is pretty important. We can't get her a nature crystal.
I'm only asking because
No, she
you
doesn't.
never
He
know who's
doesn't.
gonna-
Okay.
Well,
How
don't.
much room do we have? All right, we got plenty of room. All right, let's go back down. Crimson Dawn, I will ban you. Just you know, keep that in mind. Keep the fire crystal for now because it gives a set bonus. The only set bonus it gives is a like 10% to fire resist. It's not too bad. I just watched your reaction to the Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader trailer, and I had the exact same reaction when I saw Owlcat was making it. Dude, that was so good. Oh my lord. Oh, feels so good, man. I'm so excited. Really, Jin? I didn't know that. It's good to know. Hey, Logan, thanks for getting something off our store, buddy. Appreciate it. You probably got one of the beanies. Thank you. That's a beard. Suzu, I didn't. Thank you.